Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Neil and today we're checking out F9, the Fast Saga. That's right, we're dipping into the Fast and Furious franchise. I've seen all other 9 movies, so all the way up to F8, plus Hobbs and Shaw. I'm a completist, I have to see this movie. I'm not expecting Oscar caliber acting, I'm not expecting a nuanced, subtle script. I'm expecting big action, some witty banter. I'm expecting a big old popcorn movie that's all about family. And it's going to be fun. That's my expectation because I've had a fun time in every other Fast and Furious movie. They evolve. It's been 20 years since the first one came out, but that's cool. We don't have Paul Walker with us anymore. There's no Gal Gadot in this. We don't have The Rock. We don't have Jason Statham. The cast evolves every time, so I'm not sure who's in this one other than Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez. I'm going to bet that we get Ludacris and Tyrese back. After that, who frickin' knows? But like I said, I'm here for a good time. If you want to rag on this movie, if you want to call it a piece of garbage, that's fine. That's what the comments are for. But that's not my expectations. My expectations is 2.5 hours of escapism in my home theater. And let's face it, for a ton of people, that's what the movies are all about. Somewhere you can go for a couple of hours, forget the real world, lose yourself in a crazy fantasy of another world, another story, something that you can just get lost in for a little bit and forget your troubles, have a good time, and come out recharged and with a smile on your face. So let's hope that this fits the bill, and let's jump into it, guys. This is F9 Family. I feel like Universal hasn't changed their opening animation in like 30, 40 years. Oh, track racing. And presumably that's Dom? Is this NASCAR? Or is this something a little more local circuit? Oh, we know that necklace. Yeah, this is not big time NASCAR, that's for sure. Oh. Is this Dom's dad?
Jacob! Now!
Hey, Pop. Val's driving safe. Corbin's got a sponsor in the stands, so he's pushing it.
Slowest pit stop ever.
Linda. Like I assured you guys.
Oh, they got matching necklaces.
You're good!
Oh, the guy under the hood did something bad. He was looking sus. We're getting backstory though. This is fun.
Get ready on your left.
Good thing there was a fence there. But damn. I'm presuming Dad's dead. What happened to the power? I think the guy did something under the hood. So is this Dom's uncle or is this Dom's dad? Because those two are brothers, right?
You expecting someone?
Jeez, expecting serious trouble.
It's me!
Alright,
We would have called first.
Except you actually need phones in order to get phone calls. You know that, right?
Jordana's
I
back.
know you don't carpool. So what's up?
Oh no, that's the hacker.
He caught Cypher.
Charlize Theron's back.
And she was extracted.
We're not on call anymore.
Your father gave this to me.
Now I'm gonna give it to you.
Because she's gonna go. Enhance. So the brothers both had necklaces in '89. It's gonna show up last minute. clearly. Who's taking care of the boy? Monte Quinto. Why not just use a real country name, I wonder?
Right now we have a 10-minute window between patrols. Mr. Nobody's signal is close, but we've got to move quickly, guys. We do not want to cross paths with the military here. It's inside.
The plot's already ridiculous, but sometimes it doesn't matter. Patrols are coming and going every 10 minutes at this site that they're aware of. And they crashed on a temple.
What the hell is this?
Whatever it is, Mr. Nobody wanted us to find it. How's that work?
Jeez, these are bad aim soldiers.
You think I'm scared?
It's okay to be scared, Tyrese. It's okay to be scared. Alright, man can shoot.
Roman, where the hell are you?
Man, we got the entire Monte Quinto army out. Peligro Minas, is that Danger Mines?
Danger landmines!
Landmines, okay. Oh, is this the bad guy? Yeah, there's the matching necklace. Is this like his uncle or something? I don't get it. Definitely feels like the bad guy's somehow related to Dom. Oh, they're just blowing up trucks for the fun of it. Follow the truck in front of you. It'll clear a path for you.
My ass is in fuego!
It's so ridiculous. I love it. It's gonna fall on a mine. Now get out of the way, because there's a truck about to fall on you. He's just on the other side. He's not dead. But they're gonna think he is.
How in the hell are you not dead?
These are military vehicles? Oh! Is landing on the hood of a car any better than landing on dirt? John Cena! Does Dom recognize him?
That was Jacob back there, wasn't it?
Jacob? She knows him too? Who's Jacob? Definitely not Uncle, or... Are we racing or are we fighting? That's not a bridge.
Looks like a bridge!
Okay. It's a... Oh, jeez. That's not how bridges work. Ejector seats. So that was an international border that they just crossed? Where are the border guards? So who's Jacob? Ah.
Who is Jacob?
Yeah.
Jacob is, or was, Dom's brother.
Oh, is that young Dom right there? Oh, okay. Is that young Cena? 89 threw me. It felt like 30 plus years ago.
You ain't half the man my dad was.
At least I'm alive, asshole. What you say? Get off me! Down! Down! Down!
Oh, this is why he ends up in prison. The wrench attack.
You know who I am?
I know who you are. Do you? Khazar Khan. Genghis Khan's little brother. Nobody's heard of him either.
So who's this douche? Always liked Charlize, though.
This was definitely Mr. Nobody's secret hideout.
In Russia? That's where the Caspian Sea is. Mr. Nobody's secret hideout was in Russia?
I think you know this person.
Thank you.
So Jordana is back.
You should have told me.
You get involved here, you put everything you have at risk.
And Brian didn't come?
My kids and yours are in the safest hands possible.
With Brian.
Because of how dangerous it was, the Ares prototype was recovered and split into 2 halves by Mr. Nobody, both of which are worthless without the activation key. Jacob now has one of the pieces.
Mr. Nobody's transmission had one name connected to the key. You guys are gonna want to brace yourselves for this.
Who is it? Han!
No way.
So you're saying Han's death is connected to all of this?
Well, at least they're not resurrecting him.
Win condition.
El equipo mecánica perdieron la carrera de libremente. Pero si esa grieta se abre, bomba de fuego.
So Jacob was trying to get his dad to go faster, but it made it explosively dangerous. All right.
I said, who wants next?
I got next.
Dom.
You lose. You keep driving. You don't stop. You don't ever come back. I know what you did.
In one way, this is kind of a throwback Fast and the Furious. All the old school street racing and stuff. Who nosses first? Seems awfully late to be laying down the spray paint finish line.
Too soon.
And an enemy is made. But I'm trying to decide whether him killing his dad was intentional or not, or whether it was just a stupid mistake.
You get in his way, this ain't gonna end until one of you guys are in the ground.
So he's basically adoptive dad to Star-Lord and John Cena.
I hope you find your peace.
The chance for peace died that day on the truck.
Michael Rooker's great. Something about him, man.
What?
What'd she see?
You gotta be kidding me. Remember what Han used to say about Tokyo?
Tokyo was his...
Mexico.
Oh, who just saw them? Was it like an old Supra or something? What is it?
That a Pontiac Fiero.
It's a Fiero.
Strapped to a rocket engine?
Impressive. I know.
No, that's not impressive.
And they got it on remote control.
It didn't explode. Yeah, or melt. She's still in one piece.
Dominic Toretto sent us.
Who's Dominic Toretto?
Ding Dong and Snowball, no. Helen Mirren's back. And she's doing daring jewelry heists.
I'm looking for someone.
Let's put the Union Jack everywhere, just so we know we're in the UK.
He offered payment for something else. You.
Oh. It's a double cross! Is there literally not a single dude in that crowd? It's all girls in white?
Don't get yourself killed, okay? You're my favorite American.
You need that. You need this scene in every F&F.
I'm Otto. I'm your brother's partner.
The brother you're looking for? He's long gone.
All I see is the same scared little kid that killed our father.
Since my dad is head of state, it makes me a foreign dignitary. And this place, an embassy, which means you just trespassed into my country and attempted murder.
That's not how embassies work.
1 week from now, there won't be a superpower in the world can take a piss without our
So
permission.
who was watching the women in Tokyo? I'm going to assume it wasn't Jacob.
Your boy Jacob biometrics are encoded to this gun. You have no trouble tracking him now.
Han never mentioned a girl. Not ever.
Letty, Mia. Down, now!
So she's Han's sister? Who's our sniper? Who? And who is she exactly? Who's in the box?
What the hell, Jimmy? Security
EMP?
alert. Cameras are down.
Yeah. Who's in the box?
Dumbass here just attacked some delivery dudes because he didn't like their ears.
Wait. You know silver ain't magnetic, right?
You know what? Just shut up.
Well, I'm glad they pointed that out, because I would have had to. Surprisingly little traffic in downtown Edinburgh. I've seen the episode of Top Gear where
But I don't drive, okay? I never got my license.
the boys try and take American 80s Cadillacs through. Pretty sure it's Edinburgh, and they can't make any corners. Can she drive? She's a hacker. Oh, she just turned it on.
Brake is on the left, accelerator right.
She cannot drive. At all.
Hey, that was not my fault!
It was totally your fault. Oh!
What'd I tell you? Not even a scratch.
We're invincible. No structural elements in the top of a doorway at all. Could someone maybe take over the driving for her? Considering there's 3 really good drivers in that truck, and her.
You're a natural.
Of course I am.
I want 50 of the best men. I want guns. I want wheels. Freaking X-Wing fighters. I don't care.
Looks like you got close to 50 men already.
If this was a movie, this would be the moment where the villain has an unexpected setback, overcompensates without thinking it through, and gets crushed by the good guys.
We're the good guys. I'm more of a Han Solo.
You're Yoda.
The little green guy. Because he's a powerful Jedi, right?
No.
The most powerful.
Yoda's a puppet. With someone's hand up his ass.
Frank Oz is. Only the best puppeteer ever. And who needed the explanation that Yoda was the little green guy? Everyone in the audience knows who Yoda is. We're okay with all the other laptops just getting destroyed?
Nice clubhouse.
So what the hell? What the frickin' hell? So is it his sister? Like,
well, after Giselle died, I was aimless.
Went to go film Tokyo Drift.
Lost. But as usual, Mr. Nobody didn't tell me everything. In fact, he left out the most important part.
So we're retconning all of Tokyo Drift?
Turns out I wasn't the only one looking for this thing.
My parents didn't want Project Ares to fall into the wrong hands, so they locked it with their own DNA. Something we share.
I ran missions with Mr. Nobody out of this place for years. I've been looking for that key for a long time, Dom. And you just handed her over.
Only good thing about Dad dying was he didn't have to watch what you became. You never deserved the Toretto name.
You don't know shit! Dad died because he was trying to throw that race. He made me promise he would never find out.
I will stop you. And that's my promise.
Well, they got all the pieces. All the grenades. Magnets, bitch. Frankly, I should have been making Breaking Bad references hours ago, but... Oh, we're just killing men. Jeez. Okay, it's water, so he's not dead. Frankly, if it was concrete, there's only a 50% chance he was going to die.
Immortal?
Just like a family doll. You build it right. You take care of it. It'll live beyond you.
Jacob! Now!
Okay, so he was throwing the race, but why would Jacob never share that with Dom after the fact? Is John Cena going to turn good and join the fam by the end of the movie?
Satellite?
Which can't be hacked. Not remotely, we'd have to do it physically. 50 miles above ground while the satellite is in orbit.
Orbit?
So you're going to space?
What we gonna do? Hijack a space shuttle? Put rockets on our backs?
We know guys who do rockets.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Tbilisi, Georgia.
Oh, damn. What?
They've turned cars into rocket ships, and this one's got NOS.
We are headed to outer space.
In a Fiero.
On our way to Home Depot.
If we don't get them high enough, these guys are gonna be pancakes at IHOP before the coffee even gets to the table.
Hey! We can still hear you!
Don't worry, guys. We got this. We do got this, right?
Oh, they're uploading. You're invincible. Perpetual freefall. There you go, you made it, boys. Oh, it repels too. We haven't shown that off yet. I feel like I might have walked down this street in Tbilisi. There might be a north face in one of these buildings. Up on the left there. I gotta tell you, the stunts they're doing on this they're ridiculous, but they're really well done. I know they're enhanced with CG to some degree, but a lot of this is practical.
Letty.
Yeah, see, that's practical. That's not.
Dad, tu vas tous nous tuer!
Not all of us.
Why was he wearing a chute? It's a badass segmented truck there. The Beast.
Something's wrong with the satellite array. It's interfering with the uplink.
Yeah, there's a Fiero in the way. Why is that on their roof?
Satellite uplink is actually going splendid. Oh, and by the way, I have a new business partner. Maybe you know her.
Guess who's out of the box, Jacob?
You're a spoiled rich prick, and I'm gonna kill you.
Spoiled, rich pricks run the world.
Yeah, and John Cena's gonna turn good. One double cross, that's all it takes. Nice little twist on the traditional gag there. I like that. Go save your brother. Serious Carfu. So Sis let him go. Alright. 50 cal. How about the tires? How about the tires? Let's just throw all the cars at it. Some of this is practical, and I love it.
Dom, I can't get to you.
But I can.
He's back. Look at all the people we just killed. All the city cops we just sent to the hospital. These are like the best B movies of all time.
Let's smash it. Let's run it over, right?
No. If we crash into that satellite, we'll probably die. And even if we don't, the fuel that it would take to smash it, we'd be stuck out here forever.
They're invincible.
Gotta have faith, bro.
Faith is not numbers.
You know what, Tev?
Man of science, man of faith.
Probably right. We probably just been lucky this whole time. If we're gonna go out, let's go out on top of the world.
Hit the NOS.
Not bad at all.
Oh, we got out of the city fast. Bye-bye, Charlize. Oh no, she was just droning. Of course. Of course. But Otto's hooped.
I think these belong to you.
Someone once gave me a 10-second car. That's a second chance. I owe you that, little brother.
So he's just gonna run? They're not gonna take him in?
Pourquoi est-ce qu'on dirait des mignons?
Because they're Dom's minions.
Everything I needed to know about life I learned on this track.
You did?
I did.
House party time.
I couldn't believe it when I heard you were alive.
Is he the guy from Tokyo Drift?
Long story.
The young guy?
For now,
Jesus,
let's
a
just
long
enjoy
time
the
ago.
moment, huh?
I didn't even
Guys, this is
connect that. Dang.
Hold on. It's still an empty chair.
He's on the way.
Oh, the classic skyline. Oh. One of the Shaws. Keep him hooded, just so we don't know. Yeah. Yeah, that felt like Statham. Is there someone in the bag?
Don't go anywhere.
Thailand. I guess that was the opening sequence. I wonder what else they might have done there. But yeah, the whole plane crash and jungle drive. I guess that's where they did it, in Thailand. And then they shot in Georgia, obviously, in Tbilisi. We know they shot in Edinburgh. There we go. So there we go, guys. That was Fast 9, the Fast Saga. Yes, absolutely ridiculous. And yet I had an awesome time. The funny thing happened with the Fast and Furious franchise. It took itself seriously for the first 3 odd movies. And then by the 4th, it started getting ridiculous. And it started small. It started with high-speed chases through underground border tunnels. And then by the time we went to Fast 5, we had the giant safe chase through the streets of Rio. And every movie since has just sort of escalated the ridiculous. And I've been along for the ride because it's a blast. They're hilarious. These movies, the plot's secondary. The plot doesn't need to be airtight. There's logical inconsistencies all over the place. There's really convoluted twists that don't really make much sense if you think about them for more than 5 seconds. But it's all ultimately an excuse to have bonkers stunts and a barbecue at the end where we celebrate family. That's really all Fast and the Furious is ultimately about. We can retcon previous movies to shoehorn the current plot however we want. We can bring back characters that we were sure were dead, but are they really? We can acknowledge Paul Walker all movie long and tease his appearance left, right, and center. But no, he's still alive in this universe, so he's still alive. They're just fun. You may not have noticed, but I was laughing my ass off, and you laugh at the ridiculousness when you put Tyrese and Ludacris in spacesuits in a Pontiac Fiero and have them drive through a satellite. Then like I don't know how you top it, and B, anything goes. What you have to understand is the creators of the franchise, the men running the franchise now, Justin Lin, the director, and I think he's done like at least the last 4 or 5, if not more, and Vin Diesel, they've embraced the ridiculous. And they're like, okay, how are we going to amp it up even more? This isn't supposed to be real. This is supposed to be a B movie. It just happens to be a B movie with a massive budget. And we get to benefit from it. No one's dissecting the plot of your typical B movie. You're just enjoying the thrills and loving the ride. I have a theory about Fast and the Furious, and it's interesting because it all sort of happened in the late 2000s. 2007, 2008, whenever the fourth and fifth movies in this franchise came out. It was also the time when James Bond was kind of the Daniel Craig era on James Bond was starting. And it was a new Bond. It wasn't all about the gadgets and the debonair flair. It was a little more grounded and a little grittier and a little more real. And when Bond made that transition, it kind of lost something which was very much at the core of who that character was, especially back sort of in the Roger Moore era. Because go back and watch a Roger Moore Bond today, because those movies are ridiculous too. They're absolutely ridiculous. They're about gadgets. They're about bonkers villains. They're about crazy, unrealistic situations, over-the-top scenarios. Otto was practically a Bond villain in this. So yes, Fast and the Furious is the new James Bond. That's my theory. I'm putting that out there. Feel free to discuss in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm assuming if you sat down and watched this whole reaction with me, then you're a fan of the franchise too. Otherwise, why subject yourself to the hate watch? But no matter what you thought, maybe you're a fan of the franchise and you didn't think this lived up to previous iterations. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and thank you for spending a little time with me, because I know your time is valuable. It means a ton to me that you chose to spend a little bit of it on Neil Talks today, and I greatly appreciate it. If you want to, by all means, check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/NeilTalks, and there you can get early access to all my reactions and also see my full-length reaction. If you want to sit through all of F9 with me, you can do it. And it's the best way to support the channel. On that note, everybody, thank you again. Until next time, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.